Good evening. I'm Tony DeCopel. Thank you for joining us as we continue our coverage of the war that U.S. and Israel launched on Iran today. The daytime airstrikes killed Iran's supreme leader, according to President Trump. That is the big news of the day, and they may have decimated much of the country's remaining leadership. Iran did fire back, but so far there are no reports of American casualties. Many around the world are voicing support for the action we've been covering today, others condemning it and warning that the war could widen. But in Tehran itself tonight, there are cheers in the streets, shouts of joy. You can hear them from apartment windows, echoing here and there. Members of the Iranian American community celebrating as well at this hour. And on social media, President Trump said many members of Iran's Revolutionary Guard are seeking immunity, something he dangled earlier today. In announcing the strike this morning, he warned the Guard to lay down their arms and accept an offer of amnesty or expect certain death. We're going to be going through all this and carefully with you tonight, but let's start by checking in with CBS's Charlie Daggett from Israel. He's in Tel Aviv, which is fending off a rather continuous bombardment tonight. Charlie, bring us up to date. What are you hearing?
Yeah, good evening, Tony. You know, you and I have been discussing this for days and weeks of this huge military buildup of forces across the region here. And then this joint operation with Israeli forces began this morning. The stated goals, because we heard it here, gets to Iran from restarting their nuclear weapons program, destroying missile capabilities, and forcing regime change. So fighter jets, cruise missiles, drones were used to attack targets across Iran, prioritizing air defenses, missile launch sites, regime buildings, including the compound of Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, in central Tehran. So the Israeli military was firing in all directions around that compound and resulted in the killing of Ayatollah, along with several other top Iranian officials. Now, in announcing his death, President Trump called Khamenei one of the most evil people in history, and he called on the Iranian people to actually rise up and take back their country. And videos from inside Iran showed people celebrating the news of his death. Meanwhile, Iran's retaliation was swift across the region. They launched hundreds of missiles and drones at U.S. bases and allies around the Middle East, from Qatar to Israel. So far, no U.S. troops have been injured, according to sources that we've spoken to tonight. There has been some damage to the headquarters of the U.S. Navy's Fifth Fleet in Bahrain. Several buildings in Bahrain and the UAE, United Arab Emirates, have been hit by drones. It's unclear how many people have been injured in those attacks. Now, here in Israel, you asked that question. The air raid sirens have been nearly nonstop throughout the day, sometimes followed by the sounds of explosion. Even in the past half hour or so, we saw that. Israeli air defenses intercepting incoming missiles. Earlier, one of those missiles got through about a mile away from where we're standing, and that, we understand, killed at least one person and injured another 20 more. Tony?
Charlie Daggett for us on a very long day in the Middle East. Charlie, thank you very much.